Hey guys, what's going on? It's Twintuitive 717. I am back with another video. I hope you guys are doing incredibly well as always. Guys, I just want to thank you so much for being here with me on the channel. Thank you guys for your support. And I also wanted to mention I'm really appreciative of those of you who are hitting the thanks button. I see your messages come up and I try to reply to them as fast as I can. But for those of you who have been doing that in the videos, I just want to say I really appreciate it so much. All right. And I want to shout out the Patreon crew, the mega crew. And for those of you who support me over on Wizio.com during personal sessions, I appreciate you guys very much as well. And I've enjoyed connecting with you one-on-one. So guys, I want to tap into some messages from the Divine Masculines because I actually had a really interesting dream. And so, I don't know, I have a feeling of not being able to shake the masculine energy. Feeling a lot of compassion as well. Okay, that was too many, so I'm just going to keep this one that fell here. But yeah, I'm just I had this dream and I've talked about this often in earlier videos where when you have that connection with your twin flame, when you dream of them, it leaves you with this feeling of euphoria, almost like for the rest of the day. You can feel it so strongly, and it's almost like you're trying to decipher the messages and decipher the symbols in the dream, or maybe like where you were in the dream. Like, why would I be in this particular setting? So little things like that are just lingering around me, and so I'm really picking up on a lot of the masculines right now. Okay, so I'm going to do it in groups because the messages are pretty different here. So let's go ahead and get 4 messages, and then we'll use different decks to get further clarification. Okay, so if you're attracted to the number 1, we'll go ahead and choose this card as group number 1, and it says, I am ready for sex with you. I'm ready to make love to you. This might be for those of you who have actually never had a physical encounter with your counterpart, and that's just what I'm getting. A lot of you are maybe seeing the number 717 a lot, and you kind of have this anticipation that something big is brewing or something big is about to happen because you get excited for no reason. You feel like a lot of high vibrational energy around you. It's not only sexual, but you feel really creative, and vice versa. Like when you feel like you're ready to create something, you might feel like aroused, or you might feel that energy vibrating in that lower part of your body. A lot of you are sensing that this is coming. So pay attention to your thoughts. Be mindful of your thoughts. There might be a lot of triggering as well coming up around whether either of you are ready for that, and what this would potentially mean either for the relationships that you're currently in or what the next steps are in terms of action for you. Okay. What do the fairies want you to know, just to give you that boost of confidence if this is your card? So we have the King of Cups. Okay, so honorable, devoted, mature, warm-hearted. So this is a masculine who I feel has definitely been thinking about you, or they've held you in their heart in a very devoted way. Many of them are aware that the connection between you two it's not going anywhere, is what I'm getting. It's deepened over time. I'll read you guys the message here. A romantic partner you can trust, okay? And I feel like that trust word is coming up because, again, I said sex with your twin. It can be very, very triggering, especially for those of you who have issues around trust, or you need to address certain aspects of your sexual experiences and bring healing to yourself. And this might be through like celibacy, or just being more cautious with your energy and just being sure of what you want. So that might mean a lot more grounding for some of you who, really need to get in touch with your body, honor your body, and feel good in your own skin. Excellent advice that comes from the heart, getting involved in a cultural or creative endeavor. Okay, so yeah, definitely whoever is feeling this burst of sexual energy coming through from your twin, it's a really good time to create right now. Do something that you've always wanted to try. Make a list of 3 things that you said you always wanted to do and you haven't done it yet. In the meantime, while this energy is manifesting, it's a really good time to use it also, not just to kind of bring in your twin flame to have a sexual experience, but use this energy wisely at this time, because it's a great time to get projects off the ground, things that make you feel it's just very in charge of the process, bringing something to life, having it be an idea that comes from your head and just watching yourself bring it into fruition. Use this sexual energy right now to get it off the ground. Okay. You are maturing, and I think that your goals are growing as well, what you want for yourself. Okay, so it's a great time to do that. Enjoy it. Enjoy the moment. I feel like for those of you in this group as well, the experience that you will have when it comes to sex with your twin flame, it's almost like something that you've designed in this lifetime to experience as like a great moment of bliss in your life. It's almost like winning the lottery or having one of your dreams come true type of thing. I feel like there's a lot of you who this is destined for, and maybe not feeling guilty that you've manifested this or feeling like it's too good to be true. Try to help yourself get rid of thoughts like that, because, maybe that's part of the illusion, but you have designed it in this lifetime for yourself. So be mindful of your thinking right now, okay? All right, so let's move on to group number 2. My kids are a huge priority, young or old. So it's interesting that this message comes up. I've talked about this energy before in past readings, but a lot of you who are older and on the twin flame journey, you might have divine masculines who are still connected to a karmic partner, and they might have a family, and you consistently wait around for that dynamic to end so that you and your twin can be together. But I feel like an underlying message around that is many of your masculines, they don't want to lose or feel like they're going to compromise the relationship with their children, and that might be a big fear of theirs. So I feel like the underlying message here is that they genuinely love you, and I think that these are one of the obstacles that you might experience on your journey, but part of the shift is learning to embrace your life circumstances. And when there's acceptance versus resistance for what is, you're able to move past that block a lot more freely. So I feel like many of your masculines are maybe asking for compassion. This may be like a argument or some type of conflict that you two might regularly have, and they're hoping that you gain the insight that they could lose relationships with their children. They have spouses that would use their children to like manipulate certain things, or it's not just as easy as walking away and starting a new life with you. Although they deeply love and care for you and feel for you, these are just one of the challenges that they face here, like on earth at this time. And I feel like for a lot of you, you might feel like you've been on this journey for years and years and years. But there's something to be learned about your connection with this person and something about yourself. Like if you're feeling discontentment in the situation, are you able to move forward? Are you able to experience this journey from afar? Are you able to experience detachment from your twin flame, and allow things to unfold naturally? So it's bringing up a lot for many of you who I feel like you on the inside feel like, man, I've been on this journey for years, and it's like, what's the purpose, or what does it mean for me at this time? A lot of your masculines are letting you know that if things were different, they would be with you in a heartbeat. If there was no kids involved, they would be with you in a heartbeat. But I feel like in a bigger sense, the universe is letting you know that like there is a lot of honesty and integrity that they carry when they put their children first. And maybe this is something that is a lesson that's waiting to unfold for both of you. Let's get some clarity from the Fairy Tarot on this one. We have the Four of Wands, or the Four of Spring. And the message says, be grateful, you have much to celebrate, deep feelings of peace and happiness, a contented personal life. Yeah, it may just be that lesson that you two learn to just embrace each other and support each other rather than applying pressure, because maybe by applying pressure, in a sense, you as the one applying the pressure may not be aware of like just the connection on a spiritual level, where you're learning to find contentment with the way things are, because you're not willing to like put up a fight or continuously go through cycles where it's bringing up the same type of emotions for you over and over again. It's like you're able to release and surrender, because aside from this connection to this person, there's so much else to be grateful for in this lifetime. And I feel like the more we release and detach, especially the harder the obstacles to having a physical manifestation of a relationship with our twin, the more we're able to detach. I feel like for some weird reason, the universe just aligns circumstances where those relationships naturally break down on their own without the influence of either counterpart. So yeah, I don't know whose reading that is, but yeah, maybe your divine masculine just wants to send you that message, for any of you out there listening and kids are involved. Okay. So we have the fourth card here for group 3. The third card here for group 3. And it's funny because this I didn't pull the card, but I talked about this card in my last Patreon reading. So it's funny it comes up now. But it says, it sounds selfish, but I really want you to wait on me. And I'll talk a little bit about what I talked about on the reading on Patreon here, because clearly it wants to come out. But I was sharing that a lot of your masculines want you to wait, because a lot of them are just now entering their spiritual epiphanies or having this deep spiritual awakening. And I feel that for many of you, it only happened when the divine feminine learned that lesson of just moving forward and escaping cycles that kept happening over and over. Now that they've had the spiritual epiphany, there was a period of time where they weren't feeling your energy feminine. And that was that moment that you guys decided to just move forward. Many of you were actually in a space of attracting new love, or just new friendships, or being more social, or not being so cocooned, or, held in solitude so tightly. A lot of you started breathing again, is what I'm getting. And now that you are settled in your energy, I feel like your masculine is returning. Like you can feel them around you. Many of you might be feeling very sensual energy, very sexual energy. You're having more dreams about them. You just feel them around you more. They're just instantly popping into your mind. And I feel too, because the Six of Pentacles in the Tarot of Sexual Magic came out, and she's, sitting on this couch, and she's just kind of eating an apple, and there's a bowl of apples in front of her, and it tells me that, like, just the image in the card, and there's a man in the doorway behind her, but she doesn't see him, or maybe she's unaware that he's there. But I get, like I said on the Patreon reading, that like many of you don't think that your masculines know that you miss them, but they do. Like they can feel it. There will be times where your energy hits them like a ton of bricks. They might be like at work. They might be like, waking up in the morning from a dream, thinking about you. And they know, like they instantly think of you. Like they might get messages in their head that say like, I hope she's okay. Or, they might be tempted to like check on your social media or try to track your whereabouts is what I'm getting. Just to try to check in on you somehow or make sure that you're okay. But these feelings do happen to them. And right now I can tell that many of your masculines are wanting you to wait, because it's like that's the energy shift that they were waiting for, is that to know that you still want this, like you still want to try to manifest what you guys signed up for, right? But yeah, this is a message to let a lot of you know that your masculines know that there are nights where you guys are longing for them and thinking about them, okay? Let's pull one from the Tarot of Sexual Magic for this one. Okay, so we have the Emperor. Okay. It's like a confirmation for a lot of you who, you might just be wondering whether or not they genuinely want you to wait on them, and that they're genuinely working on the background, or they're aware of this connection. And the Emperor tells me that many of them are, like, a lot of them are maturing. They no longer are distracted, is what I want to say, by material things. Like, it doesn't hold the same energy as, like, the feminine's world is what I'm getting. Like, he's more intrigued by just watching this feminine, like, simply do her thing. I think a lot of you too exude energy where you're just in love with life. Like, many of you might be animal lovers. You're very gentle around children. You just enjoy the finer things, like taking a walk and picking flowers and walking by a beautiful field, and all of a sudden taking off your sweater and spreading it on the grass and just chilling there for, however long. Like, you stop to smell the roses is what I'm getting. And I think that this masculine has longed for this type of connection. They were living life in the fast lane before this is what I'm getting, always having to keep up and be here and be there. Many of your masculines too as well might have ended up in karmic situations where like, if your masculine's older, they might have had a karmic that was younger, and just the lifestyles were different, but your masculine was wearing a mask, and they're tired, man. They're like, bro, I'm tired of going out. I just want to sit down and chill and enjoy a good meal. But I feel like, that's part of tapping into what it is they really want and desire. And naturally, it's making them want to go after the divine feminine. And right now, a lot of you divine feminines who are attracting this emperor, this emperor energy, you guys are really living your best lives. Like, a lot of you are getting ready to venture off and do things on your own, be self-sufficient. You have this, like, inner energy of, like, things are always working out for me. I shared this in the comment section. It's one of my mom's favorite affirmations. And, for whatever I'm going through, I will, chit chat with her, and, she'll kind of stop me in conversation if I'm, like, telling her about something I'm worried about. And she'll be like, things are always working out for me. And I'm like, oh yeah. So that's another message to you guys, is to practice your affirmations as you venture off onto these new paths, my dear divine feminines. Okay. But yeah, it's like, you guys are like a social butterfly, and your masculine is so attracted to it that it's like really awakening this, relaxed, calm, decisive, assertive energy within them, where, they're clear on what it is they want, which is you. And that's why they're even willing to say that they know it sounds selfish, but they really do want you to wait. They want you to remember the journey. Okay. All right. So let's move on to the last card here. And this is for those of you attracted to the number 4. We have, I talk to you in my head all day long. All right. So I feel a divine masculine at work. To be honest with you guys, they might be distracting themselves with work a lot, trying to catch up to you, divine feminine. Also just really trying to secure their finances. This might be a masculine that really wants to, like, take care of you in a sense. Like, they will respect you wanting to do your thing, but ideally, like, the way they see you is like you are their, like, princess. And I know it sounds weird or cheesy, or I don't know, but, like, that's just how they see you. And when they feel like that, it makes them want to work really hard. And I feel like talking to you in their head all day long it's like a deeper message that says that they don't feel comfortable with anybody else but you. Like, they might talk to you in their head, divine feminine, and it's almost like a form of therapy that they don't even realize that they're going through, by being able to divulge a lot of what is bothering them and where they might be stuck, or just things that they want to do in life. Like, they may not be able to talk to you over the phone or ever tell you this face to face, or, maybe one day they dream of it, and that's exactly why they're probably doing it in their head all day long, is because they someday long to talk to you in person all day long, or just be in your presence all day long. This masculine might look at your pictures a lot as well. They might have, like, a lot of pictures of you. They might keep certain pictures of you as well. Or they might be scrolling through your social media and looking at very, like, old pictures of you. And then just kind of working their way up and seeing you, divine feminine, as you change and it's like they're falling in love. They're falling in love with you is what I'm getting. Or many of your masculines who they've tried to maybe run or deny this connection. I feel like for a lot of them, they're like, oh my God, like I'm in love. And how they're realizing that is that they're starting to like observe themselves spending most of their days with you, so to speak, right? Like they spend their entire day with you, even though you guys are apart. They spend their entire day just talking to you in telepathy. A lot of you might already know this because you're like, yeah, I do it myself. Let's see what message wants to come up for this one. So we have the Devil card coming through. Okay, so this is why I was saying that they feel most comfortable with you because they can divulge anything, Divine Feminine, the darkest parts of themselves. I feel that it reminds me of a saying, like a lot of your masculines might have always had women around them who were trying to tame them. And I feel like for the first time, they feel like you're not there to tame them. You're there to show them how to be free, like how to run wild and free with who they are. And I think that by accepting them in the sense, like this goes like, for those of you who have talked to your masculine over the phone for like hours, and it's just one of those things that you guys do, like you guys don't mind the silences on the phone, and like over time, like you have, I don't know, created a really soft space for your masculine, Divine Feminine, so much to the point where, you know, a lot of their past has a lot to do with this devil energy, and it's had them caught up in a lot of cycles. And this is part of why they're talking to you all day long, because I'm saying it's like a form of therapy for them, where they're starting to confront, like, you know, where they've been held back, like, you know, where have they been chained? Where have they been restricted? Where have they lacked, you know, spiritual development, boundaries? I feel like a lot of them are opening up to you about this in telepathy right now. So pay attention to like a lot of the deeper emotions that many of you might be feeling at this time, because it very well may be your masculine's trying to like communicate. Like pay attention to the signs, the songs. Like I remember when I was connecting with my masculine in the very, very beginning of our connection, I ended up like, I was just getting into knowing like what twin flames are, Divine Masculine, and I was like studying the Divine Masculine, and then all of a sudden I stumbled upon the documentary The Mask You Live In, where it talked about, you know, toxic masculinity and how a lot of our boys are affected when they're taught to like be a man at too young of an age. It's like they never really get to enjoy, you know, being in that space of innocence, and, you know, such high expectations of them from like a very young age. And then, you know, they end up turning into these very hard, maybe cold men. And so the approach was to, you know, really nurture our boys. And I remember that setting me off on this whole like divine masculine journey of my own. And so, yeah, I just feel like a lot of your masculines are really thankful for your presence in their life right now, Divine Feminine. Like whether you guys are connected or not, or separated or not, just the fact that you guys have met, you've exchanged energy, like they're holding on to the good times right now. Because again, like I feel too, like if a lot of them are working hard or maybe just going through a lot of tower moments, and it's bringing up these kind of devil energies, like a lot of conflict with people, arguments, having again to draw boundaries, they're just glad that they can close their eyes at night and have a deep conversation with you and tell you all about it. All right, guys. So I hope you've enjoyed. If you guys want to do a personal session, I'm on Wizio.com. And if you guys just want to chat one-on-one and join my community over on Patreon, the Mega Crew, I would love to have you guys there. Otherwise, I will catch you in the next reading. All right, you guys keep well, take care, and yeah, speak soon. Bye.